Hold up, did love and hip-hop just become a real-life Game of Thrones? Because what just happened on set is straight out of a reality TV fever dream dipped in betrayal, baby bombshells, and a whole lot of backstabbing. Erica Mena didn't just snap, she detonated. And caught in the wreckage, Scrappy, looking like he just got served a paternity test with a side of public humiliation, and poor Mendeecees blinking into the abyss like someone pressed play on the wrong episode of his life. So let me ask you this, what would you do if your ex got another woman pregnant? Your friend introduced them, and the whole thing was aired on national television while you were still trying to hold on to your sanity. Would you keep it cute, or would you go nuclear? Because Erica chose violence and she brought receipts, rage, and reality TV gold. But here's the gag. This isn't just drama for the cameras. No, baby. There are whispers of shady setups, production, sabotage, and even secret footage that has producers biting their nails and Yandi reportedly reaching for legal counsel. And the fans, oh, they are eating this up. Welcome to the meltdown you didn't know you needed until now. So picture this: cameras rolling, cast members sipping cocktails like it's just another day on set, and then out of nowhere, Erica Mena storms in like a Category 5 hurricane ready to level everything in sight. The vibe in the room flipped instantly. Conversations died mid-sentence. You know that thick silence before a storm hits? That was it, because when Erica walks in with that look, the one that says somebody's getting dragged today, even the seasoned chaos veterans of reality TV know it's about to go down. And this time, it wasn't over petty shade or some recycled drama. No, this was about betrayal with a capital B. The whispers had been bubbling under for weeks, blogs speculating, fan pages zooming in on screenshots, cryptic posts lighting up Instagram like warning flares, but nothing could have prepared anyone for the bomb that Erica was about to drop. Scrappy, her ex-whatever-you-wanna-call-it, had allegedly gotten another woman pregnant. That alone could have been messy enough. But the real scandal, the woman, was introduced to him by none other than Yandi Smith, the one Erica thought was her friend, her so-called sister in solidarity. And now here she was, standing across from Erica, acting unbothered like she hadn't just thrown a lit match into a pool of gasoline. Erica wasn't having it. She didn't walk in with questions. She walked in with conclusions. She was done piecing clues together and waiting for confessions. She came with her own verdict, and Yandi was guilty. You knew exactly what you were doing, she snapped, her voice low but lethal. And the way Yandi blinked back at her, half confused and half defiant, was all the proof Erica needed. There wasn't going to be a sit-down. There wasn't going to be a let's talk it out. This was war. Scrappy, meanwhile, stood off to the side like a man watching his own funeral unfold in slow motion. He didn't say a word. Didn't deny. Didn't defend. Just stood there, hands in pockets, like a child caught sneaking cookies. That silence, that smirk he tried to hide, it spoke volumes, and Erica caught it. You think this is funny? She snapped at him. You're out here playing games with people's lives and laughing about it. The room was tense, like the air had thickened. Cast members froze in place, afraid to move, afraid to even breathe too loud. Even the camera crew, seasoned and jaded as they were, knew this wasn't just another juicy scene. This was different. Real emotions, raw betrayal, a woman on the edge. And in the middle of it all, stood Mendeecees, Yandi's husband, caught like a deer in the headlights. Poor man looked like he had walked into a battlefield wearing flip-flops. Erica turned on him too, eyes blazing. You just gonna stand there while your wife destroys people's lives? She demanded. And Mendeecees, bless him, tried to open his mouth, but the words just didn't come. He looked from Erica to Yandi and back again, and you could see it. In his face, he didn't sign up for this. He didn't throw the first punch, but he was catching all the blows. But Erica wasn't finished. She brought the heat like she had been storing it up for months. According to her, this wasn't an accident. This wasn't some casual matchmaking that went left. No, she believed Yandi orchestrated the whole thing, played puppet master behind the scenes to humiliate her, using Scrappy as the weapon, and to twist the knife even deeper. The woman allegedly carrying Scrappy's baby wasn't just a random. She had ties to Erica's past. Old beef, unresolved issues. This wasn't a coincidence. This was a setup, calculated and cold. Erica laid it all out, voice shaking with rage, mascara threatening to run. You wanted to see me fall, she said to Yandi. You needed me to look crazy for the cameras so you could sit there and play victim. Well, congratulations. I'm crazy now. Yandy tried to hold her composure. She really did. She lifted her chin, spoke calmly, tried to reason. "I didn't know," she said. "I didn't plan anything. You're hurting, and I get it. But you can't blame me for Scrappy's choices." And maybe that would have worked in another world. Maybe if the cameras weren't rolling and the internet wasn't already ablaze with rumors, Erica might have paused. But not today. Not when she had receipts. Not when she had people deeming her screenshots and leaked messages. According to Erica, Scrappy had been running his mouth, telling folks that Yandy was pulling strings. That this whole love triangle or square, or whatever mess it had become, was part of a bigger plan. And the producers, oh, they were loving every second. Erica even claimed she told them she wouldn't film with Yandy anymore. Said she needed space. And how did they respond? By scheduling more scenes with Yandy. Because when it comes to reality TV, peace doesn't pay. Pain does. Meanwhile, the fans were already split into camps. Team Erica, screaming in her comments, telling her to drag them all. Team Yandy calling Erica unstable and obsessed. And then there were the silent observers, the ones who didn't pick sides but watched it all, like it was the Super Bowl of reality television. Every move, every word, every shady glance, it was all being clipped, reposted, dissected on TikTok and Twitter like it was national news. The chaos wasn't just confined to the show anymore. It had spilled into real life. Family members were allegedly getting calls. Brands were side-eyeing their partnerships. And Mendeecees, that man, just kept looking like he wanted to sink into the floor and disappear, but Erica wouldn't let him. "Your silence is betrayal," she said. "You stood there while your wife set fire to everything, and you didn't even flinch. And the worst part, she wasn't wrong." Mendeecees didn't say a word. Didn't defend. Didn't deny. Just stood there, blinking like his battery was low. The man looked like he was buffering. And that was all the confirmation Erica needed. In her eyes, silence meant guilt. Indifference meant complicity. And as far as she was concerned, the only person who had her back was herself. She didn't come to fight fair. She came to burn it down. And if anyone thought they could stand in her way, they were about to find out just how dangerous a woman scorned and televised could really be. The moment Erica walked out of that scene, eyes wild, hands shaking, and lips pressed into a line of fury, everyone thought maybe that was the peak. Maybe she just needed to cool off, scream into a pillow, throw a drink, and then the storm would pass like it always does in this twisted world of love and hip-hop. But nah, that was just the fuse. The explosion hadn't even hit yet. Because right after she left the set, a clip dropped online that sent the internet into straight meltdown mode. It was grainy, clearly leaked by someone deep in production, and it showed Scrappy in a private moment with that mystery woman. He wasn't denying anything. In fact, he was laughing. A soft, low chuckle, like the whole situation was entertainment to him. And just when you thought it couldn't get more disrespectful, the woman in question leaned over, rubbed her stomach, and said, "We'll figure it out together." That was it. The frame froze. Viewers screenshotted, circled bellies, zoomed in on facial expressions like they were decoding CIA footage. But Erica, she didn't need a microscope. She already knew. And when she saw that clip, she didn't cry. She didn't scream. She got eerily calm. The kind of calm that makes you nervous because it means someone's past rage and already planning revenge. Now, here's where things really went left. Sources close to production claimed Erica confronted the producers the next morning, demanded to know why that scene was filmed in the first place, why no one warned her, why everyone was acting like it was just another day on set when they knew this was her emotional landmine. And guess what? They shrugged, allegedly told her, "This is what people tune in for." That sentence was the final nail in the coffin. Erica wasn't just mad at Scrappy anymore. She wasn't just furious at Yandy. Now she had smoke for everyone. The cast, the crew, the showrunners, even the camera guys weren't safe. She said, the whole thing was a setup from day one. That they'd been pushing her buttons, feeding her half-truths, placing her in scenes designed to make her unravel while pretending to care about her mental health. And honestly, when you look back at the editing, the placement of confessionals, the timing of bombshells, it's not hard to believe she might be right. Yandy, meanwhile, went on live like she was the one under attack. Voice calm, face beat, lights perfect. She told her followers she had no idea what was really going on. That she only introduced Scrappy to the mystery woman in passing, at a charity event no less. That it was innocent. That Erica was spiraling. But the internet? Not everyone was buying it. People started pulling receipts. Photos from the event where Yandy wasn't just introducing them, she was standing off to the side smiling as they exchanged numbers. Another clip showed Yandy later telling Bambi, "Sometimes people need to see what they missed out on." That one sentence sent timelines ablaze. Because what did that even mean? Was she referring to Erica? Was Scrappy the weapon and this woman the message? It didn't matter. The narrative had already formed. Yandy was now the puppet master. The cast's quiet storm. The woman who moved in shadows and left explosions behind her. But it didn't stop there. Bambi, who had been lurking on the sidelines, suddenly posted a cryptic IG story, just a photo of a chessboard with the caption, "Some of y'all playing checkers." That was it. No names, no tags. But the internet didn't need clues. Everyone immediately assumed it was shade at Erica, maybe even a nod to Yandy. But Erica, she wasn't playing internet games anymore. She showed up to the next scheduled shoot, not with a smile, but with her own damn receipts. Printed screenshots of texts allegedly between Scrappy and Bambi, talking about how Erica was easy to trigger and good for views. In one message, Scrappy allegedly told Bambi, "Yandy said, just give it time. She gonna pop." Erica read those messages out loud on set, didn't even wait for the cameras to start, just walked in, threw them on the table, and said, "This what y'all been doing behind my back." The silence that followed was louder than any fight. Because now it wasn't just messy, it was calculated. Scrappy finally spoke up, but his explanation was paper-thin, said he didn't remember saying all that. That things were taken out of context. That the texts might have been edited, but the damage was already done. Erica looked him dead in the face and said, "You're not a man. You're a performance." And that hit harder than any scream. Even Mendeecees, standing nearby trying to blend into the wallpaper, couldn't stay quiet anymore. He tried to jump in, tried to de-escalate, but Erica cut him off too. "You sat there like a statue while your wife orchestrated this circus, and now you want to play mediator. Sit down." That moment shattered the last thread of civility. Everyone realized this wasn't a storyline anymore. It was a full-blown unraveling. Years of alliances, friendships, buried tensions ripping at the seams, all in real time. And yet, somehow, the cameras just kept rolling. By now, social media was in a frenzy. Clips leaked within minutes. Fan pages started tracking who. Makeup tutorials were interrupted by live reactions. Even gossip bloggers who swore they were stepping away from the drama jumped right back in. The streets were talking. Some called Erica brave, unfiltered, finally standing up against the system. Others said she was losing it, unraveling for the sake of staying relevant. And Yandy. She did what she always does. Posted a photo in prayer hands, captioned with some vague line about healing and maturity. But that wasn't going to cut it anymore. Not when Erica was out here setting fire to the fake friendships and exposing backroom deals like she had nothing left to lose. And then came the most unexpected twist of Alcondra Robinson, quiet, calculated, always staying in her legal lane, suddenly appeared in the middle of this mess with files. Literal files. According to sources close to the production, she approached Yandy privately and handed her a folder filled with screenshots, call logs, even voicemails tied to Scrappy's latest mess. No one knows what was in those recordings, but whatever it was, Yandy's face allegedly went ghost white. She looked at Mendeecees and said, "We need to talk." Alone. That quiet "we need to talk" moment wasn't just dramatic, it was chilling. Because for the first time, Yandy wasn't holding court, wasn't deflecting with her usual comment-classy routine. No, she looked like a woman who'd just realized the game she thought she was controlling had flipped on her. Mendeecees followed her out like a man bracing for a storm he didn't even create. And the second those two disappeared off set, the cast knew something serious was up, and that folder Kendra handed over. That wasn't gossip. That wasn't blog-fueled speculation. That was evidence. Real, personal, detailed. Word spread like wildfire that the voicemails inside allegedly had Scrappy talking, not just about Erica, but about production, manipulating scenes, about planned setups, about who really knew what and when. There was even talk that one of the clips caught him laughing with someone on speaker, about feeding Erica just enough info to keep her mad. If true, it wasn't just shady, it was cruel. And Erica, well, she was far past broken. She was surgical now. Calm in the most terrifying way. The kind of calm that comes when someone has cried every tear they had, screamed every scream they could, and now all that's left is vengeance. She wasn't showing up to scenes late or flaking on confessionals anymore. She was showing up early, fully prepared, with timelines, names, and quotes. She sat in the next group shoot like a woman giving a deposition, and when asked how she felt about Yandhi and Scrappy's silence, she didn't blink. They can stay quiet. I'll speak for all of us, and trust me, I'll be louder than they ever could. That line hit like a slap in the face. Even the producers didn't know how to follow it. The drama had moved from emotional to strategic. Erica had turned the entire season into a takedown, and no one was safe anymore. Bambi, who'd been ducking and dodging since the blow-up, tried to resurface with a post about loyalty and protecting your peace. But by then, her silence had already said enough. She was accused of playing both sides, feeding Erica hope while secretly aligning with Yandhi and Scrappy behind the scenes. And when Erica confronted her on camera, Bambi folded. No energy, no comeback. Just awkward smiles and vague denials. She tried to pivot, saying, "I just want peace. I never meant to hurt nobody." But Erica wasn't buying it. "You didn't want peace," she said. "You wanted a front row seat." That one line shattered whatever sympathy might have existed for Bambi, because whether or not she lit the match, she definitely watched it burn. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was unraveling too, being pulled in two directions, trying to defend his wife while quietly questioning what role she really played in this disaster. He started skipping scenes, avoiding media appearances, even canceling an event tied to a men's mental health project he was supposed to co-host with Scrappy. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Two men who were supposed to be promoting growth and accountability, now neck-deep in a scandal about manipulation and betrayal. And then came the moment that left fans breathless. Erica's final confessional of the season. No glam squad. No dramatic lighting. Just her, sitting in front of the camera in a hoodie, and no makeup. And what she said. It wasn't loud. It wasn't messy. It was heartbreak. Pure, brutal heartbreak. She talked about how reality TV used to feel like a place where she could rebuild, rebrand, find her voice again. But now, it's not reality. It's warfare with wigs on. And I'm tired of being the casualty. She said she'd been loyal to people who used her pain for plot lines, that every time she opened up, it got twisted into content. And that if this was what friendship looked like, she'd rather walk alone. Then she dropped the line that had the entire production scrambling. "I'm done. Not just with this storyline. With all of it, cut to black." That clip alone got millions of views within hours. Fans cried. Others clapped. But everyone agreed this wasn't just TV anymore. This was a woman cracking wide, open in front of the world. And the ripple effects hit fast. Scrappy released a last-minute podcast interview, trying to spin things in his favor. He claimed he didn't know the woman was pregnant. That things got twisted. That Erica was exaggerating to save face. But then Erica fired back with a screenshot. ALLEGEDLY. Showing Scrappy texting someone about leaning into the drama to boost numbers. It was the final nail. He was done. Fans dragged him. Brands pulled back. Even Kendra started distancing herself from everything. Yandhi, for her part, tried to salvage what was left. She posted a long video reflecting on her journey, saying she never meant to hurt Erica, that she was only ever trying to help people move forward. She cried. She quoted scripture. She said being a peacemaker comes with scars. But that speech didn't land the way she thought it would. Not after everything that had surfaced. Not after fans unearthed clips of her stirring the pot in previous seasons, smiling sweetly while chaos erupted around her. People weren't seeing a peacemaker. They were seeing a strategist. Someone who wore empathy like a mask while making calculated moves. And when Mendeecees didn't publicly defend her not once, that silence screamed louder than anything she said. The cast was shattered, trust broken, lines drawn. Behind the scenes, producers were reportedly panicking. Not because of the drama that's ratings gold, but because legal was now involved. Erica's team had allegedly sent warnings about emotional distress and breach of boundaries. Kendra was rumored to be gathering evidence, and Mendeecees, well, he was said to be reconsidering everything. His marriage, his public role, his involvement with the franchise. Because when a woman looks at her husband in front of cameras and says, "You let them destroy me," and he doesn't fight back, what's left? As for Erica, she didn't fade, she didn't crumble. She posted one final video, standing alone, outside a studio, wind in her face, eyes clear. She said, "They thought breaking me would make the story better. But what they really did was set the stage. I'm not done. I'm just done playing by their rules. And with that, she walked, off frame. No music, no drama, just silence. And somehow, that silence was louder than anything she had ever screamed on screen. So now that the dust is barely settling and the drama's still sizzling, the question is, where do we even go from here? Erica's not backing down. Mask is slipping, Scrappy's caught in the crossfire. And Mendeecees, he's standing in the ruins of what used to be loyalty, wondering what's real and what was just for show. But don't blink, because this story is far from over. New clips are leaking, new receipts are being dropped, and the cast is more divided than ever. So here's your part. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Whose side are you on? Is Erica exposing the truth, or unraveling under pressure? Is Yandi the mastermind, or just another player caught in the storm? And what about Scrappy, victim, villain, or just a messy bystander who stirred the pot one too many times? If you think this episode was wild, trust what's coming next will blow it all sky high. So hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications because we're just getting warmed up. You don't want to miss the next twist, the next betrayal, or the next breakdown that's sure to crack the internet wide open all over again. Stay tuned, stay tuned.